world, scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. Introducing to you first on my right, the challenger in the blue corner. He enters the ring wearing solid white trunks, joining us all the way from Vibo, Valencia, Italy. He weighed in at a ready 139 pounds, and his record includes 29 wins, only 1 defeat, with 21 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the Olympic gold medalist, the former Italian and WBO lightweight world champion, currently ranked the WBC number 5 super lightweight contender, introducing the Italian stallion, Giovanni Flesh Parisi. And his opponent across the ring on my left, the defending world champion, fighting out of the red corner, entering the ring wearing blue trunks, fighting out of and representing Culiacan, Sinaloa, Mexico. He weighed in at the super lightweight limit of 140 pounds. His tremendous record represents one of the best in boxing today, with 93 wins, only 1 defeat, 1 draw, with 80 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the 5-time world champion in 3 weight divisions. Please welcome one of boxing's great champions, the current WBC super lightweight champion of the world. Demos la bienvenida al gran campeón mexicano, introducing Julio Cesar Chavez. Once again, here's the referee in charge, Joe Cortez.
All right, caballeros, ya yo le di la regla en el camerino a los dos. Quiero una pelea limpia. Ya sabe, cuando yo diga break, quiero que me dé un break limpio. Dense la mano, suelte a los dos. Okay.
The latest up to the minute odds from the Caesars Palace Sportsbook. Chavez, a 4-1 favorite. A man who has relied on the accumulative effect over the years. Tremendous heart, granite chin, hard head. Usually gets stronger in the later rounds. Giovanni Parisi, as Ferdy mentioned, built along the lines of Frankie Randall. The only man to beat Chavez. Fights a lot like Randall, relentless in and out. Here we go, round 1, scheduled for 12 for the WBC Super Lightweight Championship. Chavez in the blue trunks and Parisi in the white trunks.
But I'll tell you, Steve, the odds are only 4-1. They were 6.5 to 1. They've come down some late money on the challenger.
Parisi uses the angles. He switches. He's very motivated. Had his lightweight title stripped. He has gone 10 rounds only 2 times, 12 rounds only twice. Would you say he needs to get busy early, because the deeper this fight goes, the stronger Chavez gets?
It's a good possibility, Steve. Chavez has always been a notoriously slow starter, but you never can tell. If the young champion, the young challenger has a good first half, he may want to just take this and keep winning.
And Ferdy, of course, Chavez, an outstanding finisher when he gets an opponent in trouble. The questions, are his skills eroding finally after 95 fights?
Well, they're certainly not what they were, but that's still top of the heap. And I'm left with a lot of gym rats, old guys, hated guys that have big, long necks like Parisi. They say, can't take a punch. When they look at the long, thin neck on Parisi, they go, can't take a punch. Well, we'll see, because he's going to be tested by Chavez, who does punch. There's a good right hand by Chavez, right on a button.
We asked Parisi for his approach, his strategy. He replied, I'm walking into the ring believing in myself. Whatever happens after the bell will happen. I have to see what Chavez has.
So it certainly seems he's settled in on using that left hand as a range finder and a paw, holding his right hand back, trying to stay on outside.
But certainly isn't a good jab. It's not a hard jab. It's not even, it's a testing feeling, where are you jab. You know, it's like nothing jab.
Is Parisi going in looking for the knockout? Parisi said ever so cautiously to us, there's always the possibility, but he thinks, yes, even here in Las Vegas, he can win a decision. We have seen some strange scoring.
Let's go.
Cortez able to speak Spanish, which one of them can understand and the other half can understand. Most Italians are so close to Italian they can understand what they're saying.
Well, these two guys know the rules and they basically know what's going on, so I don't think the talking is going to be too much either way.
Well,
We asked Parisi how he keeps Chavez in check. He said, make sure I don't hurt my hands. He's got a hard head. Parisi has had some problems with his hands in the past.
You know, I've seen a lot of scars on fighters' hands from surgery, including my own, and he has had some serious problems.
I don't see this as a very interesting first round. I think it's typical Chavez. Just come in, see what you got, and let the other guy throw some things, but not very impressive right now. It's Parisi, although he's winning the round because he's doing the only fighting.
Less than 10 seconds in the opening round. Parisi came into the fight wearing that medallion around his neck in tribute to his mom. Let's go over to Jim Gray. Jim?
Okay, thank you, Steve. Luis Santana was taken to Valley Hospital after his fight with Terry Norris. Dr. Flip Pomansky has been in contact with the hospital. Can you tell us and give us an update on Santana's condition?
Luis will be admitted to the hospital for observation. He's had a CAT scan that was normal. He's had an emergency brainwave study, an EEG, that's being read right now. His lab work is normal. It will strictly be for observation. He took a good punch. This is not the same situation that happened in Mexico, but he is alert and talking.
What you're telling us is he's fine, basically.
We hope he's going to be fine. He will be in for observation.
Doctor, we appreciate you taking the time. We are told by Grant Elvis Phillips, who is Luis Santana's manager, that they will no longer fight Terry Norris. They consider him to be a dirty fighter and want nothing else to do with him. Let's go back to Steve.
All right, thank you, Jim. Norris disqualified at the end of round 3 earlier tonight for hitting after the bell. A bell he says he did not hear, so Santana retains the title on his back.
That's how he won it.
Exactly.
You can make a whole career of this.
Unbelievable. Round 2.
I don't know if it's up to him to decide whether he fights him or not, but I don't think the commission's going to make him fight him after 2 disqualifications like that. I think that's it for Terry. He's going to go out and start chopping on some other wood and some other doors.
Good right hand by Chavez after an uneventful first round.
Chavez pressing the action a little more than normal here in the early rounds. He's coming forward quite actively.
We talked about Chavez's hard head. Once when he was x-rayed, doctors actually found that he had an unusually thick cranium, which may account for the fact that he doesn't even wince when he gets hammered to the head.
Unless Frankie Randall's hit him.
Well, even then he smiled when he got up. But I tell you one thing, I must be getting soft because I'm getting so used to seeing Chavez. I'm starting to get nostalgic, hoping that he keeps on fighting because he's such a beautiful thing to watch. I'm thinking, oh, this is coming to an end. This guy is so good.
Yes, he says the final journey will conclude at the end of the year. After this one, 4 more to reach 100 fights. Chavez fighting for the 96th time. 1/3 of his fights have been championship fights, 32 of them. And he says you'll see. Oh, down goes Parisi.
That's just with a jab.
It was the shotgun jab. He timed him stepping in. Parisi got his foot caught under him and he slammed him with the jab, Freddie.
It's exactly what we saw before. A guy coming in got hit by, and a very short one at that. Now let's see if Chavez shows an interest to get out of here early.
He is one of the great finishers of all time. Let's see if he can take advantage and not let Parisi off the hook. Parisi trying to compose himself after the knockdown.
Looks to be more of a flash knockdown than a brutal, debilitating knockdown, but you never can tell.
Not the first time he's been knocked down.
Certainly nothing good comes from it. At the very least, his confidence a little shaken. He knows a little tiny jab can put him on the seat of his pants.
So Julio Cesar Chavez putting Giovanni Parisi on the canvas here in round 2.
Flashing punch by Chavez that missed, but you could see his intention was to get out of here early.
Started to say prior to the knockdown, Chavez said you'll see a better, stronger Julio tonight, and that was right on cue. Less than 30 seconds to go in round 2.
Parisi not even getting close to him. I mean, he's just not doing anything. It looked like those punches are just absolute water.
You know, right now he's in a very defensive mode. He's